Let's put things in perspective for a moment. Star Wars is not in a good place right now, which might be an understatement. Excuses will not change the fact that Lucasfilm is directly responsible for alienating most of the Star Wars fan base, and having it walk away. I don't think there's much I can say about The Last Jedi that hasn't already been said over and over again. In short, it was a disjointed SJW NPC nightmare that threw away every important plot point that had been set up in The Force Awakens. And they used the excuse that it simply subverted expectations. Well, it definitely subverted my expectations. I thought I was going to see a good movie. Lucasfilm could have admitted that the film had problems and publicly pledged that they would do everything to course correct. Instead, Rian Johnson led the charge to attack fans, and most of them said, to hell with this. Have a nice life, you round-headed twit. Then we have Solo, which was a better movie than The Last Jedi. Not a great movie. I'd say it was an average science fiction movie, if nothing else. But not one that should have been an economic catastrophe for Disney and Lucasfilm. The reason the film ended up losing $200 million, perhaps more, was a direct result of The Last Jedi. Real people do not want political crap in their movies. They don't like seeing a 40-year-old franchise destroyed with just one movie. But more than anything else, they really don't like being insulted by those responsible for making said movie. Had things been handled differently, I think Solo might have finished on a similar level to Rogue One. Maybe a bit lower, but definitely not a box office catastrophe. We can look at Star Wars Episode 9 as a product, and we are its customers. Let's pretend that rather than a film studio, we are looking at a company that makes crackers. They made great crackers for a long time. Everybody loved their crackers. Then a new CEO comes in and starts shitting on the crackers. But the customers don't find out until they've paid their money for the crackers and open the box. People start to express concerns about feces-laden crackers. Not only do the CEO and chief publicity officer ignore the problems, they start attacking customers for not liking their poop crackers. They come out with a new type of cracker a few months later, and even though it has a much lower shit-to-cracker ratio, they are shocked when nobody wants to buy it. They then decide to come out with a third kind of cracker, but this time it's one of the other chief executives that starts shitting on the crackers. Understandably, people have decided to boycott this cracker company, so they are in a bit of trouble. The executive, rather than come out and saying, I swear these crackers are excrement-free, comes out and says, we don't care about your boycott. What do you think the future has in store for this cracker company? I'd venture a guess that things probably won't work out very well for them in the long run. Probably bankruptcy and a few fines for health code violations. Lucasfilm is the cracker company, and John Boyega is the executive with no common sense, who manages to ultimately sink the company. Everybody involved with Episode 9 should be groveling at the feet of Star Wars fandom. Most have already written off this movie and have no intention of seeing it. You need to beg fandom to come back. You need to convince them that this is going to be the best movie ever. The boycott of Solo didn't end very well for you guys. Now did it? What does John Boyega do? Well, he endorses this a few days ago. We don't care, John Boyega. Boycott Episode 9. I'm starting to wonder if Disney should start including a don't go out of your way to piss off what's left of the fan base clause in its contracts. This is a really stupid move, John, because people will boycott Episode 9. Do you really lack any sense of self-awareness? I mean, the ego here. Not only could this be the final nail in the coffin for Episode 9, John, but it could also end your career. Oh my. This really isn't going to end well for you and Lucasfilm. The mentality here just boggles the mind. Honestly, Disney. At this point, you should just cut your losses and cancel the film and maybe hire a lawyer to see if you have any kind of legal case against actors, directors, writers, and CEOs that have actively sabotaged your product. How many hundreds of millions of dollars have these people cost your company? Heads should roll over this. If that's too drastic, then maybe send a message and cut Boyega from this movie. Contrive some plot that Finn was killed in between Episode 8 and 9 and reshoot his scenes. Maybe you could do the same thing with Rose's character. Lucasfilm is no stranger to reshoots after all. Good lord. And that's it for today. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and check out my other channel, Bullstrike Media, for Blu-ray and technology videos. And as always, everyone, thank you for watching and have a great day.